Okay, starting recording now. And introduction.
Intro. Darkness. Red. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from Ottumwa, Iowa. It's the one and only Claus and Convo, the show that Pharaoh Fox himself watches. And in fact, we have him on the Skype line right now. Pharaoh Fox, would you like to say hello?
Well, hello, folks.
Yay! I'm excited. We have him on the show today. We're gonna have a great show, despite it just being me and Stryker today. But we have Pharaoh Fox over
Skype, yes.
Over Skype, just to substitute for
Interwebs.
Through the interwebs, a series of tubes. So yeah, it's going to be a good one today. We got quite a few news stories. And again, nothing from Furry News Network, and we'll talk about that later. But we got that oatmeal comic I was talking about, and we got several discussion topics sent to us by Kai from Indianola, who we had on the show last week. And we can go into discussion about these. And once I bring these up, I'll give you a preview here. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, one of them he gave us is how family reacts to knowing or finding out you're a furry. And all of us can give kind of our personal experiences with that.
There, fixed it.
Fixed it? Okay.
It should be good.
How long was it doing that? Did it just start?
3 seconds.
Okay, so it wasn't too bad. You guys didn't miss all the important stuff. What important stuff? All right, so let's see. He did send us a couple. Let's see another one. Talk about drama in the fandom and how it ruins a good thing for some people. Definitely I want to talk about that. Yeah. It's the furry fandom is supposed to be more of a drama-free place. Like, it's kind of how we try to make it anyway. And
wait, when did that happen?
I don't know.
When was this rule stated? I have not heard of this rule yet.
I don't know.
Many moons ago, back in ancient times.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to get at. Like, I mean, maybe it wasn't like written down in the rules, but it's kind of an unwritten rule in the fandom where we try to be nice to each other and stuff like that, you know. And I have seen quite a bit of drama. In fact, one thing you guys talked about on Furcast one time that I was watching, it was some military fur picture that was up, and people got really, really offended by it or something. Do you remember that? It was a while ago.
Oh, yes. I remember most of our stories.
Stuff like that happens. It just makes me really mad. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy the fandom.
I think really that's part of the human condition.
Yeah. I mean, we're not perfect, obviously, but still, some people just cause unnecessary drama in the fandom. And like, I came here as a safe haven from all the people making fun of me. It just makes it worse. So how was your week, Mr. Stryker Chiguar?
Well, it went good. I built my computer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting on a new hard drive, but it's working pretty well. It's a beast.
Yeah. And did you say we were going to broadcast from that computer, or did you want to wait till we get
as soon as we move the studio to Oskaloosa, and which right now I'm on a waiting list for housing. It might take a little longer than I first expected, but
so how long
eventually
do you think it
would? Between like a few months to a year, maybe.
Okay, well,
waiting lists are long.
It's not too bad, but basically the reason we wanted a new dedicated studio, my computer is okay, but it doesn't have very much RAM.
It's a little older, and
the only reason I have it is because I got it for $200 from a good friend of mine. It has 4 gigs of RAM, which is pathetic nowadays. And when we try to show videos on the podcast, it's really choppy.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. And it makes me sad. So, Hold on. I'm getting a little interrupted because I'm still looking at these topics that he sent us.
Get done with it.
Sorry. How was your week, Dante? Oh, okay. My week was good. Thank you for asking, Stryker.
It was implied.
Okay, me and Trey, who is like everyone's favorite white black guy, who's on the show all the time. He's a great, and of course he can't join us today because he's going to see a show. Itumwa is having a production of Pinocchio, which is going to be really cool. But obviously I can't make it because I'm on the podcast because we're going to deliver a show just for you guys. So anyways, Trey is over there, so he can't join us tonight. But him and I are going to start up a series of, and we're going to see how this goes. We're mostly just going to do it for ourselves. It's not going to be we're not expecting it to get popular, but we're going to do a series of game commentaries while we play them, like playing old terrible games, like Star Fox Adventures. Have you ever played that game?
I have not. How about you, Pharaoh?
Oh my God, it's such a bad game.
I know. Oh, okay. Me and Trey, he's just like, oh man, that game is bad, and I was like, oh, how can it be bad? It has Crystal in it, I think that's.
Speaking of which, have you been following Two's second channel on YouTube?
He has a second channel?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Him and DJ Ear are playing old games.
Really?
And it's awesome.
I'm not even following his first channel. What's wrong with me?
What is wrong with you?
I'm following Easy Wolf and like Duke the Dancing Dog and like all the most popular ones.
Yeah.
But I'm not following Two. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. Confused Fox is confused. But anyways, so Trey and I are gonna. One of the first games we're gonna do is Star Fox Adventures. Then because I'd never played it before, and he was all like, "Oh man, if we do that, we're gonna play Star Fox Adventures." And I was like, "Oh, that's a bad game?" Because I didn't grow up with that game like some people did, and he's like, "Oh, you got to see this video." So he showed me a video of somebody talking about how bad it was, and I was like, "Yeah, I can kind of get how it's bad, but I don't understand why it's bad." And he's like, just play it, okay? So I get an emulator, like a GameCube emulator, and I play it. And after 5 minutes, I can't handle it.
Kill me.
It's like, it's so horrible. Okay,
Let's take away all of the starship fighting or anything like that. Let's take away the pistol that Fox has. Let's just give him Crystal's staff and then have him beat things with it.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay. It's mind-boggling. It's like comparing it to Sonic 06. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've not played Sonic 06.
Oh man, I was just watching that today. It's so bad. It's the same as Star Fox Adventures, where they just fucked it up so bad. It's like the Star Fox. No,
he beats everything with sticks.
Kind of.
Essentially,
it's that bad though. Like okay. Sonic 06 was supposed to be a reboot, but they completely screwed up the game mechanics and made it
I understand.
So bad.
It's like Sonic has slowed down. Mm-hmm. It's just not the same as the original Sonic games.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Anyway, anything going on with you, Pharaoh?
Me? No, not much, I would say. Just, doing the work week, the whole fun work job.
Fun.
Not too much gaming. Trying to get back into gaming, but I don't really have like a posse of people to game with. So
that's kind of how I am. Like when I play, I'm just like, okay, now I don't have to work this week, and I'm gonna get into games and stuff. Everyone else has to work when I'm off. Like stuff like that happens, And
we're going to be actually getting into PlanetSide 2. We got an outfit going.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right.
We're moving to Matherson server.
Mm-hmm.
And
but anyways, back to Star Fox Adventures.
Oh God!
I'm sorry. I love talking about how bad this game is. So yeah, Trey tells me about this. He's like, "Oh, this game is so bad," and I'm like, "Oh, I would buy it just for Crystal." I'm like, "Oh man, Crystal's so sexy, So I would buy it just for her, and I played it. Of
course you would.
So, yeah, I mean, come on, you can't. Everyone's furry for Crystal.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. So, what was I going
to say? Well, then there's, blue Fox radiation.
Yeah.
It has an effect on people.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I was talking about something. I lost my train of thought. This game is so bad that it makes me lose my memory. Oh yeah, I remember the made-up language in that game. Do you remember how bad that was? Oh.
I don't remember it actually, but I know it was terrible.
It was so bad.
See, all I picture is the game developer just holding his tongue and be like, "I'm a new language."
Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it, but that's pretty much how it was. Like, the game was so bad. Like, the language. Okay, sorry. The language was so bad that I literally turned off the speakers during the cutscenes because I couldn't stand listening to it. I'm not even kidding you. I was like, oh man, that's so bad. Yeah.
Half the game is dedicated to you upgrading your staff to save Crystal from tentacle monster.
Oh really?
Things.
From tentacle monsters? Ooh.
They're like tentacled heads.
Oh, okay. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. But yeah, Kenny, i.e. Liam Wolf, who used to be on here for a while, but he's been pretty busy lately. He texted me and he's like, "So what time does the podcast start?" And I'm just like, same time every fucking week. He apparently needs me to go pick him up. But no, we're not. No, I'm not leaving the podcast. We're gonna
no,
stick
you
by
are
this.
not.
I'm not leaving. I'm staying here.
I still get that question, and we've been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
What time does it start? I don't
It's
know.
on the fucking site, you moron.
There's you guys literally have like on your site. There's a counter that and I don't know. It says it's everywhere on your site. So yeah.
Kids these days, numbers, that's too complicated.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They can't comprehend. I mean, they're the people that start the drama in the fandom.
Mouths is for suckers.
Mouths are... What?
Mouths is for suckers.
I thought you said
And
mouths.
So's grammar's for suckers.
Grammar is for suckers.
Yes.
It is.
Apparently.
So, yeah, little preview of some of the news we got today. We got blood donor dogs. A trucker... This is just for later. A trucker that has seen an alien cat over in England. Okay, that'll be pretty interesting. Hold on, what's going on here? Then we got somebody that wants to kill cats that, just kill cats that are not, kill domestic cats that are not owned on the streets.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Domestic cats? Yeah, because you're not a domestic cat. You're a wild cat.
Exactly.
And then we got,
cats are, as everyone knows, cats have a plot.
Yeah.
Take over the world. And nobody, it's the nobody can possibly stop it. We're unstoppable.
Yeah, anyways, there's that. So Pharaoh, what is your opinion on the recent news that we might be able to bring extinct species back to life? Whether you think that's a good idea or not?
What's a good idea? Seeing that I'm a carnivore, I would love to eat an endangered species. So if we're bringing them back to life, they gotta be tasty because they don't exist anymore. So
yeah, that makes it all the more tasty. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. But
yeah,
getting to eat a mammoth burger, well, I will die happy.
Okay, I heard about this one time. Somebody told me that there's rumors that they're holding a mammoth in Russia and they just don't tell everybody about it or something like that. I don't know. I heard this a long time ago and it might not even be significant anymore. 10%
of their population are mammoths.
Well, mammoths by humans.
And another 25% are bears on unicycles. How is this a surprise to you?
I'm sorry. I'm picturing the bears on a unicycle. What did you say? Unicycle
Yes.
With Soviet flags on them or something. I am bear and I am Russian. Oh boy. Did I ever tell you how much I love having you on this show? Oh boy. So yeah. Anyways, about the whole species thing. Yeah, they're actually, people have said that they found dinosaur embryos in China. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Dinosaur embryos, bringing them back to life. It's not like Steven Spielberg made a whole trilogy.
Idiots!
It's not like Steven Spielberg made a whole trilogy of movies explaining why this is a bad idea.
You know, the U.S. government is probably going to finance it just so they can make fossil fuels again. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't doubt it. They do all kinds of stuff like that, including owing China. What is it? $5 trillion now that we owe China alone?
I don't know.
I lost track a long time ago. I just don't even care.
I think actually, the government actually owes us in the form of bonds and stuff like that.
China is freaking scary. Yeah. Okay, this whole thing with North Korea is a little bit more complicated than everyone thinks it is. Just like, oh, just ignore them and whatever. No, apparently North Korea is like part. North Korea, doesn't China want it too or something? Maybe you might know more about this.
China's telling North Korea to cool it down.
Mm-hmm.
Even China is trying to distance itself from North Korea.
North Korea is especially Kim Jong-un is.
He's got the little man syndrome.
Yeah, this is the description
Napoleon
of him.
complex.
He is the kid in gym class that said he was a black belt but would pass out in gym class from physical exercise. The Napoleon complex, like you said. So yeah, how long do you want the banter segment today?
I don't care.
Just until we run out of stuff. Because
how much news do we have?
Well, not that much. We mostly have just the few news stories that I mentioned. That's pretty much it. Well, okay. Another thing we want to do today is I'm going to read some of the questions that are asked in these Fur Affinity forums. I love to go to the Fur Affinity forums because there's a lot of very, very intriguing stuff that some people post on here. Intriguing and yet,
as long as you tread lightly.
I'll try.
Tread lightly and carry a big stick.
I'll try not to deliberately insult the person who might actually be watching. Oh, yeah. We forgot to mention Hematite Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have mentioned that first. Okay. Sorry about this. This is the first thing we should have mentioned. Okay. Hematite Bear, I'm not sure if he's joining us today because
he is with us.
He is?
He's been talking in the chat.
Oh, he's just not in the. Okay. Cool. So anyways, he is joining us today. But Hematite Bear, what's wrong with his eye?
He had a problem where it's like started like bleeding in his right eye,
and he needs surgery for it.
And he's already had one treatment already.
Oh wow!
One laser treatment that went, and it went well.
So anyways,
he's got a couple more coming, and he should be able to join us for AC. So
that's good. I really hope he does. But anyways, Hematite Bear, for those of you who don't know, is the most loyal viewer we have. Like He's been nothing but awesome during this show, and we appreciate, like, he'll send us stuff to talk about. He'll constantly give very good opinions in the chat room and stuff. Yeah. We just love reading. He's funny. He's a very dedicated viewer, and I really appreciate having him here. And just thought we'd mention it because stuff that's happening with him, and we're gonna end up going to AC with him. So. We're hoping that he'll be mostly recovered by then. But yeah, anyways, there's that.
I think he could pull off the eye patch look.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
He would look awesome with an eye patch.
Dude, Hematite Bear, if you wore an eye patch to AC, that would be so cool. Yeah.
He looked like the bad guy from the movie Waterworld.
Isn't that the Kevin Costner film?
Yes.
I never saw that. You've
never
deprived?
Seen Waterworld? I'm a little upset with you.
Am I deprived?
You're very deprived.
Okay, I'm about to shock the crap out of you. I've never played BioShock.
I haven't either.
Oh.
That's just because I'm poor.
Oh. No, I actually had I have BioShock over there. Because my friend came. I had.
You have it, yet you haven't played it?
Yeah, it's the first one, not BioShock Infinite. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So what's going on is
I forgive you.
I had a couple friends staying with me who I haven't seen in a while. They decided to come up here and visit me for a few days, and he's like, "Oh, you never played BioShock?" So he brought me BioShock, and that was like 2 months ago, and I haven't even picked it up. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You are a sad little man.
I have so many games that I just don't play.
It's okay. We're both in that same sad boat because I have both the BioShocks and I haven't played them.
BioShock Infinite.
No, I didn't buy that one.
Sorry, you haven't played them. Okay. Yeah,
you've been too distracted by Skyrim.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still playing Skyrim and TF2. That's the only 2 games I play now.
And PlanetSide.
Oh yeah, I
have to press you to get in there though.
Well, I usually play when you're over.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, do you, Pharaoh? Do you have a Steam account?
A Steam account? Oh yes,
yeah.
I do.
I'm guessing that you're just like me and that you have like 10 games that you've never even played because you got them when they were on sale.
Oh, I always buy games when they're on sale.
yeah. And I mean, Steam is cool, but like I said, I think everyone I've met who has Steam has the same problem. They buy games and they never play them because they're on, like you get Portal 2 for $5. Okay, cool, I'll buy it, and I end up playing 5 minutes of it and never playing it again, which is really, really sad because Portal is supposed to be better than the first one. Portal 2 is supposed to be better than the first one.
It's a very good game series.
It is.
Which I do need to play.
Trey McIntosh is obsessed, and so is Wine Slender. I remember her and Trey having a conversation. She was in the chat room and she was saying, "Oh, I love it too," and Trey was like, "I automatically love you." And just like me with people who draw, like anyone I meet, any new person I meet who is an artist draws any kind of whatever their skill level, I immediately have respect for them because I love people that draw. So
I don't know. I'm pretty bad at drawing. So
I saw what you posted on For Affinity just recently. We gotta link that in the chat room if we can find it. Do you remember it?
No.
Are you like following Pharaoh on For Affinity? That was a lot of F's.
Am I? I think I am. Maybe. I don't know. I'm too lazy to check right now.
Okay, we'll do it some other time. But
look for it and link it in the.
I will.
In the Ustream.
I'ma look it up here. So yeah, basically Pharaoh. What was the whole story on that? Somebody posted on your page and said, "I don't like your artwork," even though you had no artwork.
Yeah, I just had favorites and stuff, and I've posted just different stuff from other people. And someone was like, "Yeah, I don't like your artwork," and I think it was in the chat room or something else. And I was like, "I don't post art." So then I just posted a stick figure thing, and said, "This is my." Picture from my portfolio.
And that's so funny. Like, what was it? A picture of?
There, I submitted something. Happy now? Damn it!
It was so funny though. He's just like, okay, we can. Once I get this up, I can post it. It's 10 times funnier if you see it. Like something that he just whipped up in Microsoft Paint. Here we go. I found it. Oh boy. Yeah, you guys have to see this. I'm gonna post it in the Ustream chat, but since I don't have the IRC, you can post it in the IRC if you want. It's so freaking hilarious.
I'll try to.
The title of this is "You Asked, You Shall Receive." It's like.
I think I changed the title twice because I think the first time was like Midnight Peg or something like that.
PM the studio again. Oh wait.
What was that?
No, just PM me. I didn't get it.
Okay. You didn't get it in the.
The
link is censored. Okay.
I'll fix that.
IRC is really anal about.
Ustreams. Ustreams.
Sorry, not IRC. Ustream. I can't because you're not in the chat.
Yes,
You no.
F5.
I don't see
F5.
you.
Try.
Am
I here yet? Am I there? There I'm in.
Okay, anyways.
I'm under moderators.
Okay, so how... I remember Hematite Bear saying that in the Ustream we can actually turn off the censored stuff.
Yes, I did that.
I don't know how.
I just did that.
Okay.
There. Links are enabled.
So we want to try posting it again. There we go.
There we are.
I really hope that you can see that this one. Slender's the only one in the actual chat. Oh, there you are. I see you now.
Yeah.
Striker Chiguar. Okay, you can see it. This just made me crack up after reading this because going through your Fur Affinity submissions, and then I see that, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh boy. But yeah, I thought that was so funny. What just happened recently? Let's talk quickly about how much I hate Furry News Network, and I know some people might object to this, but Furry News Network, basically, they never post anything that's actually really interesting to the fandom. The only thing they really do is post updates to podcasts. I'm like, oh wow, good article,
It's no one's really dedicated to actually looking things up and actually researching stuff. It's just individual users posting random stuff. And
I have no problem with people posting, Furcast episode 200 or whatever it was. I have no problem with people doing that. But that's all it is. Like, they don't have anything interesting anymore. Scroll down.
It's just turned into a directory.
Mm-hmm. It's I don't know. It's insane. It's just driving me crazy.
I'm not sure what happened with Marcus.
With who? What?
The person. I believe he's
Lemonade
the leader
Coyote?
of the.
No.
No.
Marcus.
The person that runs Furry News Network.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were...
But they used to be so good, and then now it's kind of like...
Yeah, because I was going to say that I remember a while, at least a few years ago when I would get on there, and it was actually really interesting stuff, They had Fursuiter of the Month all the time. They had all kinds of stuff like that.
And once in a while, you'll occasionally see Fursuiter of the Month pop up on there, but...
It stays there for how many months, and then they finally update it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's... every once in a while they'll post something really interesting. This is why I still go there every week to see if there's anything interesting. A couple of months ago or a couple of weeks? It was a month ago when Lemonade Coyote passed away. Sure, most everyone heard about that, and it was a very sad episode because we spent the whole time just grieving over it. It was really sad, actually. Basically, he got killed by a drunk driver while on duty.
T-bone the ambulance he was riding in.
Yeah,
but let's move on from this.
Let's move on. No more. I'm gonna be strong.
No more depression.
No more depression. I'm gonna be strong. So, looks like it's 3 minutes till our news segment. And anything else we want to talk about for the banter segment? Because we can usually just go in. No one's gonna be like anal if we go 3 minutes early.
Nobody cares.
Wait. Okay. Before we go, there's something I remember wanting to talk about that happened to me recently, but I don't remember. I never remember anything, so let's just move on. Yeah.
Okay, let's
skip to the news segment. Tonight on Claws and Convo, blood donor dogs. With your anchors, Dante Padfoot and Striker Chiguar, this is Claws and Convo News. Oh yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our news segment of the one and only, the fabulous Claws and Convo, the show that Pharaoh the Fox watches and is on right now. Let's go ahead and jump into... Hold on, I'm just messing with my window here. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Here is a story called Blood Donor Dogs Are More Than Man's Best Friend. Madison, Wisconsin. Dogs always have been known as loyal companions to humans. These days, they're increasingly helping each other by giving their blood. Rising demand is causing places like University of Wisconsin-Madison's veterinary teaching hospital to seek more dogs and cats blood donors. 6 years ago, they had 3 donors. Now they have about 22 dogs and cats who give blood regularly. Cool. Dr. Jonathan Bach, who oversees the hospital blood bank, says demand has grown along with pet owners' willingness to give a high level of care to their animals. The donors are sometimes former patients themselves, but most often they're companions to students or staff members. Animals most often need the blood because of anemia, although the hospital does get animals who have suffered injuries or accidental poisonings. Well, if you didn't think that animals could get any cooler, now they give blood. That's so cool. And this is our solution to a news article we're going to read later about, writers' call to kill feral cats sparks outcry. Yeah.
No, not the kitties.
Yeah, what do we do with all these cute kitties? We'll take their blood. Well, I mean, this is like an outrage about someone who wants to do something about him. I think I only read like the beginning of this news story. I might be completely wrong, but I'll read it later. But anyways, yeah, this is pretty neat. If you didn't think the animals, like I said earlier, if you didn't think the animals could get any cooler, they give blood now. What do you know about that?
PM the link to this story on
the blood donor one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can put in the
Okay. I am PMing you as we speak. Private message.
Private message.
You can make anything sound sexual if you have an active imagination. Oh boy. Okay, so bring that. Are you bringing it in the IRC?
That as well, yes.
Okay, so since this one doesn't really have much to talk about, I think we've already covered it. I'll do one more, and then I will link you one so you can read it if you want. Here is a story called "How Much Do Cats Actually Kill?" And this is by the Oatmeal, who is like really popular on the internet. You may have heard of him. So here he goes. Several years ago, I wrote a comic called "How to Tell If Your Cat is Plotting to Kill You." I wrote it because I thought the idea of murderous cats was good comedy. Recently, however, researchers at the University of Georgia and National Geographic published the results of a study where they attached small cameras to house cats and monitored their outdoor activities. And this is something we actually did talk about. It was a news story that popped up, and we talked about it. But I was trying to find this, and I couldn't. But now we actually did find it, so we can talk about it. This is what they found. What?
You gotta keep sending me the links that you find so I can put them into the show notes.
Sorry. Okay.
You gotta do your job, man. You really.
I'm sorry. Okay, just stop making fun of me.
Yeah,
podcast pains right there.
What was that?
I'm gonna have to go ahead and have you go ahead and put that over here in the PM. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it in there. Don't you fret, little boy. Okay, let's continue the news story. Okay, so the researchers, this is what they found.
Yeah.
1 in 3 cats kills prey. Ooh. Of these, they averaged about 2 kills per week. Okay. According to the study, 21% of cats' victims are brought home. 30% are eaten. 49% are left to rot. You bastards. There's a picture of a dead pigeon here. It's like, kill me. And the cat's running away. He's like, nope. Keep in mind that these are well-fed, domesticated house cats, meaning that they're not killing for survival. They're doing it for fun. Mohahaha. You must die and I'm not even hungry. You know those quote-unquote gifts that your house cat leaves on the doorstep? The corpses you see account for less than 1/4 of the actual body count. This is what your cat shows you. I gave him a good, clean death, a soldier's death. Just like a basic, bird on the... No blood or anything. And this is what your cat does not show you. And this is a picture of a cat mutilating bodies. And there's a picture... Okay, I'm going to link this. No, it's already linked. Never mind. There's a picture of a dead pigeon's head on a spike, and it said...
It's linked in the private message, man.
There's a picture of a pigeon with its head stuck on a spike, and it says, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. This yard belongs to the cat." There's all kinds of bodies and crap everywhere. Okay, there are an estimated 84 million cats in this country. That means that according to the statistics above, 28 million of them are murder cats. And the total body count from domesticated house cats every year is 2,912,000,000. Yeah, that means that if cats were killing people every year, they would wipe out 41% of the human population. Dogs are man's best friend.
Problem solved.
Dogs are man's best friend. Cats are man's adorable little serial killers. In conclusion, how much do cats actually kill? Too damn much. End of story. There's a picture of a cat like its eyes glowing in the dark. It's pretty freaking creepy. This makes me scared of domesticated house cats. Despite
they do my bidding.
They do. Oh yeah, because Striker is your Striker King Jaguar.
Yes.
Or at least you used to be called Striker. Is that still your name?
I was originally a King Cheetah.
Oh, I see.
But I'm
Cheetah.
Now I'm a Cheetah and Jaguar hybrid. The king can still apply because the markings.
Isn't the lion the king of the cats though? King of the jungle?
That's what we like him to think.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
But we're conspiring with the humans.
Okay. So the cheetahs, or the Jaguars, whichever one you want to say, is conspiring and making it look like the lions are the kings. So basically, the Jaguars are the Illuminati of
the cheetahs are conspiring with humans to keep the lions in check.
Wow. You learn something new every day. They're basically the Illuminati.
Well, you don't see any humans going on safaris hunting cheetahs. They're always going to hunt lions. So they're doing a pretty good job.
They're the Illuminati of the animal kingdom.
That's what the lions get from messing with the cheetahs.
All right. Let's pick a news story for you. Oh, you want to read the this is kind of a long one. We'll give it to you anyway.
All right, give me the long ones.
Yeah, I read
like I care.
The one earlier that I read, the first one that was really, really short was like super duper short. Like it took me 30 seconds to read it. And then I give you this one that's like a whole page. Screw you! Read it. I dare you.
You're on my list.
How long have I been on? No, I've been on your list for a long time. This is I'm on the advanced list now. I'm on the Illuminati list now. The Jaguars. No, okay, before I know it, the foxes are going to be extinct just because of one slip-up that I had. We must wipe out the entire population of foxes.
Not all of them.
You, sir, don't know me too well, because I will destroy you.
Yeah, you.
But we need spies.
You leave the foxes alone.
Yeah, you leave the foxes alone.
I'll hire the Blue Army as a spy agency.
You know, I'm not a member of the Blue Army. I should have done it like right when he posted it, but I didn't actually join. Shame on me. Okay, continue.
What was I doing?
Reading the news story.
Something. I don't know. What?
Something. I'm gonna get more coffee.
Okay, let me place this link real quick. Get this link in there. No, so I don't forget.
You got it up? Okay.
I believe you were stating something about taking over the world.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Be careful not to poke the bear, or in this case, the Illuminati. Just read the news story. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you.
Wouldn't it be like the Cheetah-Naughty?
Oh, there we go. What was it? Cheetah-Naughty? Cheetah-Naughty?
Cheetah-Naughty.
That's great.
That's the code. That's our code name.
Okay, we'll stop interrupting you, we promise.
Now shut up. Okay. Writer's call to kill feral cats sparks outcry.
Ooh, don't kill the kitties.
Not the kitties.
In a March 14 opinion piece in the Orlando Sentinel, Ted Williams, then editor-at-large for Audubon magazine, advocated for trapping and euthanizing feral cats due to their rampant hunting of birds and their reputation for carrying diseases like toxoplasmosis. The magazine, published by one of the nation's leading bird groups, has since suspended its contract with Williams and removed him as editor-at-large from its masthead. Over 80 million pet cats reside in the U.S. homes, and as many as 80 million more free-roaming cats survive outside. A study published earlier in this year in Nature Communications estimated that cats kill up to 3.7 billion birds, between 6.9 billion to 20.7 billion mammals.
Yeah, we just did the news story about how much they kill, so...
in the continental U.S. each year.
Yeah, why didn't you put music on yet?
Yeah. And a portion of the Sentinel article that has since been removed, Williams said that use of the pain reliever Tylenol as the poison to euthanize feral cats has been prevented by feral cat advocates. Tylenol is especially toxic to cats, according to the website PetMed. According to a version of the opted post on the Best Friends blog, run by Best Friends Animal Society, Williams had originally written, "There are two effective, humane alternatives to the cat hell of TNR." Like TNA.
Damn.
Never mind, continuing. Which stands for the effective, humane alternatives. Wait, I just read that sentence. What the hell? Which stands for Trap, Neuter, Return, a method of feral cat control promoted by feral cat advocates. What is Tylenol? Williams continue, according to the blog. A completely selective feral cat poison. The other is Trap and Euthanize. The Tylenol reference sparked wide condemnation from animal rights groups, including Alley Cat Allies, which bills itself as cats' leading advocate. The organization pushes for humane methods of caring for feral cats, including trap, neuter, return, in which cats are trapped, neutered, and then returned to the wild so they can't reproduce. The LA Cat Allies has asked its supporters online to urge Otterburn to dismiss Williams as editor-at-large. The cat group said on its website that poisoning isn't just cruel and irresponsible, but it's also illegal.
Well, yeah.
No shit.
Hey, let's just poison the cats. That's not gonna do anything. Not illegal or nothing.
What's next? Beating them with clubs? Yeah. Similar language had used to describe the practice of TNR. Poisoning cats would violate anti-cruelty laws in all 50 states. Alley Cat Allies president and co-founder Becky Robinson told National Geographic, "Whatever someone's believe, the answer is never cruelty," she said. But posting in the comments section of his Sentinel story, someone identifying as Williams said, If Alley Cat Allies bothered to read, they would note that I did not call on the public to kill millions of cats by poisoning with Tylenol, as they claim in their screed. Screed.
Yeah, screed. None of us can talk today.
Of course. I merely reported the easily verified fact that TNR Lobby has blocked its Tylenol registration as feral cat poison. Continued the commenter, who described what he called the fiction spun by feral cat mafia.
Feral cat mafia.
The plot thickens.
That sounds so cool. Feral cat mafia. They're back and they're pissed off.
Shut up. But on March 16th, Auburn Magazine Otterburn magazine suspended its contract with Williams and removed him as editor-at-large from the masthead pending further review. The Otterburn Society said in a Facebook statement. Ted Williams is a freelance writer who published a personal opinion piece in the Orlando Sentinel. We regret any misinterpretation that Mr. Williams was speaking for us in any way. He wasn't, this statement said. Even so, Otterburn said that it does fully understand the gravity of the issue that of the threat cats present to bird. Cats, particularly feral cats, are a leading cause of bird death. To David Roger, Director of Media Relations for the Otterburn Society, the dust-up shows that we all need to work together on effective strategies that will address the very serious harm cats inflict on birds and other wildlife, and that are also truly humane towards cats, he told National Geographic by email. Cats do a great deal of damage to birds and other wildlife, and it needs to be addressed, but Otterburn absolutely rejects the idea of individuals harming or poisoning cats. Instead, the Otterburn Society has long urged the pet owners to keep their cats indoors for the safety of both their pets and birds, according to the Facebook statement. Damn it, Facebook. I hate Facebook. Anyway, the organization also supports the American Bird Conservancy's Cat Indoor campaign. According to the Humane Society, outdoor cats live an average of 3 years, while indoor cats typically reach an average age of 15 years. But Robinson pointed out that promoting indoor cats doesn't address the cats whose home is already outdoors. And she said that her group's trap, neuter, release model has succeeded in eliminating some feral cat colonies. We're a nation of animal lovers, she said.
Was that it?
Yes.
Damn, that was a long story.
I need a milk.
Anyways, yeah, it says at the bottom, tell us how you think feral cats should be handled. Well, like I said earlier, we need more blood donors, don't we? Just go out and...
Mind your tongue, sir.
Just go out and scoop up some feral cats off the street and just suck out their blood. Yeah, it seems really...
So when I think of feral cats, all I can think of is The Cat Returns.
What? I'd never heard of that.
It's I believe it's it's a Studio Ghibli film.
Oh.
I'm not sure how much
I love Studio
Miyazaki
Ghibli.
had to play in that.
Is it a furry-related film? Like,
Kind of.
yeah.
Anthropomorphic talking cats, so I mean...
I love most of the things at Studio Ghibli. They're the ones that do Hayao Miyazaki films, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love... Did anyone ever see Porco Rosso?
Oh, don't go there.
I actually kind of like that movie. Like, everyone was like, what the heck is... You know, it's weird. A guy that... Basically, if you don't know about it, it's a guy that, like... What is it, 1920s? And a guy that... Closer. A guy that basically gets his, like, turned into a pig or something. It's been a long time since I saw it, but I actually enjoyed it very much. I don't know about anyone else, but I don't know.
That is the worst Miyazaki film.
I don't doubt that. It was a strange movie. Definitely very strange. But yeah, about these whole feral cat things, I really don't know what to think about it. You know, I definitely understand that. You know, if the feral cats keep growing, it would be a serious problem. You know, I can understand that, but still, you know, it's we definitely shouldn't handle it in an inhumane way. You know?
Right, obviously.
But it'd be difficult to actually come up with a solution, like put them all on their own little island and see how they turn into like mega super cat or something like that over the years.
Would it be wrong to say add more Chinese places?
Oh, there we go.
Probably wrong.
Yeah, we could give them to all the Chinese restaurants. No, like, Sometimes me and my friends all go to this Chinese restaurant that we always go to. I don't know if you ever went to a China Star buffet.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. But anyways, we go there and Andrew Kesey, he's like one of my best friends. He's such a bitch. He was there, and sometimes like the Chinese person is talking to us, and she's like, "You want mo water?" You know. She's like, "Oh yeah." So as soon as she walks away, she's barely out of listening distance, and he's like, he says something either racist or about how they always cook cats, like right next to them. Like, shut up! So funny. Andrew's such a bitch. Too bad he's not here right now. I think we had him.
He was here.
He was here at one point.
Yeah.
He was in one of the earlier episodes.
Yes.
We could. Anyways, yeah, that's one solution for it. Good idea. I didn't even think about that. Giving it to all the Chinese restaurants.
That reminds me. I saw a picture of a marquee outside of a Chinese restaurant. It said, "We don't see your cat or dog."
Oh, I did see that. It says, "We no see cat of yours. No more ask, please."
Yes. Yeah.
This is so funny. My dad showed that to me. My dad is so awesome. Oh boy. Anyways, there's that one. I guess my answer for what we do with the feral cats is I have no idea, because I really don't know. I mean, the only way being completely serious, the only thing I can think of is, getting rid of them in inhumane ways, and obviously we're not going to do that. But yeah, I really don't know. I guess it'll just have to be everyone's perception on what it is. So, we're going to move on to our next story here. And this is an opinion news story. And this one, we've been talking a lot about the possible revival of extinct animals, and how it said that it might be a bad idea, although they didn't really give that much, they didn't give much reason as to why they think it's a bad idea. So this is a news story that talks about why it's a bad idea, and I think, is important to read. What?
How could...
Remember,
link it to...
I need the links.
I'm sorry.
For the notes.
Keep forgetting.
Remember that.
Oh boy. Were you going to say something, Pharaoh? No?
I was saying, how would reviving extinct animals be a bad thing? I don't even know how you could say that.
That's why I'm curious. Like, I haven't read this yet, so I'm going to see. It might just point out like the basic Jurassic Park argument, but I guess we'll read it and find out.
They'll roam free, attack people.
I guess we'll read it and find out. Opinion: the case against species revival. Conservation of species still alive should take precedence, the author argues. The spotted owl's habitat, which is pictured here, is threatened by the logging of old-growth forests, an industry that is lawmakers inquiring about the more high-tech measures to save birds from an effort to justify more deforestation. All right. This is Stuart Pym for National Geographic News. In the movie Jurassic Park, a tree extinct for millions of years delights the paleobotanists. I'm sorry if I butchered that word. Something paleontologist related. Whatever. Move on. Then a sauropod eats its leaves. This movie later shows us how to recreate the dinosaur, but not how to grow the tree, which at that size would be perhaps 100 or more years old, or how to do so metaphorically overnight. To sustain even a single dinosaur, one would need thousands of trees, probably of many species, as well as their pollinators, and perhaps their essential symbiotic fungi. I gotta read these words really slowly. Okay. De-extinct intends to resurrect single charismatic... No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it says. Charismatic species. Yet millions of species are at risk of extinction. De-extinction can only be an part of solving crisis that now sees species of animals doing large but mostly tiny plants, fungi, and microbes going extinct at 1,000 times their natural rate. But wait, claim de-extinction proponents. We want to resurrect passenger pigeons and Pyrenean ibex, not dinosaurs. Surely the plants on which these animals depend still survive. so there's no need to resurrect them as well. Indeed, botanic gardens worldwide have living collections of an impressively large fraction of the world's plants, some extinct in the wild, others soon to be so. Their absence from the wild is more easily fixed in the absence of animals, for which de-extinction is usually touted. Perhaps so, but other practical problems abound. A resurrected Pyrenean ibex will need a safe home, not just its food plants. Some of us who attempt to reintroduce zoo-bred species that have gone extinct in the wild have one question at the top of our list. Where do we put them? That's a good point. Hunters ate this wild goat to extinction. Reintroduce a resurrected ibex to the area where it belongs, and it will become the most expensive cabrito ever eaten. And if this seems cynical, then consider the cautionary tale of the Arabanian oryx. There's so many weird animal names in here. Returned to Oman from a captive breeding program, their numbers have declined so much that their home, designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was similarly removed from the register. Yes, the set of plants alive a century or so ago, when the passenger pigeon went extinct, are probably still there. Is the pigeon's habitat intact? Surely not. The land use changes since then have been too far extensive. In every case, without an answer to where we put them, and to the further question, what changed in their original habitat that may have contributed to their extinction in the first place? Ooh.
Humans,
yeah.
Humans?
Exactly. I mean, that would be my guess.
Humans ruin everything more than furries do.
Yeah, unless you're the dodo bird, which is so dumb that it would kill itself. Anyways,
I don't know. I wonder what a dodo bird would taste like. I mean, if chicken tastes really good, I wonder what a dodo bird would taste like.
Well, considering everything,
chicken times 1,000.
Yeah, it's so sweet and delicious
and succulent.
Stupid animals always taste the best.
But yeah, considering every animal seems to taste like chicken, so I don't know. Even fish sometimes taste like chicken. Some species of fish, when you eat them and fry them right, they taste just like chicken. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, moving on. De-extinction is much worse than a waste. By setting up that's a good point. By setting up the extinction that biotechnology can repair the damage we're doing to the planet's biodiversity, it's extremely harmful for two kinds of political reasons. Fantasies of reclaiming extinct species are always seductive. It is a fantasy that real scientists, those wearing white lab coats, are using fancy machines with knobs and digital loadouts to save the planet from humanity's excesses. In this fantasy, there is none of the messy interaction with people, politics, and economics that characterizes my world. I'm sorry, I'm losing myself here.
I'm sorry, I'd rather have scientists be devoting their attention to making new animals or reviving old animals, would be a better description of that, than making our phones smaller and our penises stay harder. So
Exactly.
Like,
that's just me, though.
Nothing truer has been said on this show before. Like, I mean, even if it's kind of a wasted effort, it's still freaking better than Ron Jeremy has the secret to growing your penis size.
Do we need that? Really? We don't need that.
Scientists have derived a way that actually makes your penis bigger. And now our phones are small. Anyways, yeah, you get the point. Basically what he said was true, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
They need to stop devoting so much time to that, and this is a much better cause, let's just say that. When I tested... Okay.
It's 1,000 times cooler.
It is, yeah. I mean, like... Oh, would you rather have a bigger penis or a species that is not extinct anymore? Like, seriously.
I'm over 80 and my penis does no longer work. There's a pill for that.
Yeah. I mean, luckily that one is, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just going to continue. Please do. Okay. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I lost my place here. In this fantasy, there is none of the messy interactions with people, politics. No, that's pretty far back. We can simply keep their DNA and put them back in the wild later. Then I testified before Congress on endangered species. I've always asked, Can't we safely reduce the spotted owl, which is the species I mentioned earlier, to small numbers, keeping some in captivity as insurance? The meaning is clear. Let's log out almost all of Western North America's old growth forest, because if we can save species with high-tech solutions, the forest does not matter. Or I'm asked, can't we breed in captivity in the Cape Sable seaside sparrow, an obscure little bird whose survival requires the water in Everglades National Park to be the right amount in the right place at the right time. Let's accommodate the sugar growers and damage large areas of the Everglades. Let's tolerate a high risk of extinction because their white lab-coated science rock stars can save the day. Let's see what else. This is kind of long, so I'm just gonna see if there's anything interesting, and then blah 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 blah. Yeah, I guess that's the main argument. Okay, my answer would be only with some species, like with that sparrow that they just mentioned. It's only it only works in a that one Everglade parks or it needs the waters in this one area to survive. That's a legit reason not to bring it back, because if we bring it back and it's dying again anyway, then why bring it back? And it's a difference. There's a difference between knowing that it might survive and just knowing that it's just gonna die because. Nice one.
Get that out of the frame.
Knowing that it's gonna die because the habitat that it needs to survive is declining very fast, which I would answer also work on the habitat and not just the species, because like you said, like you said earlier, Pharaoh, it's a much better cause than whatever else they're doing, and if they devoted their time to also working on the extinct species habitats and then bringing them back to life, then it could be a totally what's the word I'm looking for? Totally awesome thing for scientists to do.
Well, I don't know. Even if they didn't release them back into the wild, it'd be nice to just have a zoo filled with extinct animals. I mean, again, that goes kind of towards the Jurassic Park thing, but as long as you're not creating huge, massive dinosaurs that are eating people or capable of eating people, I think you'd be pretty safe. I mean, if you're just going to do spotted owls, even though they're not extinct, or dodos, or even a saber tooth, that's just a big cat. I mean, you're not going to really have a huge problem than cloning a T-Rex.
Yeah.
So if you keep the T-Rex and raptors out of the cause, you're going to be okay.
That's a good point.
That would be the coolest thing ever to see a Smilodon.
Mm-hmm. And a saber-toothed tiger. I bet you would love that.
That is a Smilodon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're not related in any way to a tiger, aside from being feline.
Okay.
But
anyways,
anyway.
That would be awesome. Like, I mean, that's a really good idea. And some people might go like, "Oh, it's inhumane."
As long as you don't treat them like crap.
Yeah, as long as we give them good habitats and stuff.
There was, I can't remember where it was, but there's somewhere at a zoo, some teenagers were like 4 teenagers were heckling a tiger.
I might have heard of this.
The tiger escaped, killed 2, and wounded another one, and went back into his.
Karma's a bitch.
Indeed.
Oh boy. That's funny, honestly.
That's what you get.
That's what you get when you poke the tiger. it escapes. But that's pretty funny. There's also, speaking about zoos and stuff, there was a news story just recently about some people that drove past a circus and killed a rare elephant or something like that just for the heck of it. And they're on the they're like extensively searching for these people and they haven't found them yet. That's really sad. People that just do that, it's not even like, there's poachers that hunt, extinct, endangered species just, for a prized possession, taxidermy or that or whatever, you know what I mean. But then there's people that do it for no reason. That's horrible, It just drives me crazy. I hate that.
I hate anything. I hate people who kill anything that they don't intend to eat.
Yeah. Because I recently said this on my camping trip. I was like, we're gonna fish, and we're gonna clean the fish and try and spend the most time we can eating fish that we caught, because you're not a real man unless you eat what you catch.
You gotta grill what you kill.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just a dick.
And Kenny who was here sometimes, and Trey was gonna go with me. We're planning a camping trip later, and I was saying how I wanted to catch fish and eat them, and they're just like, oh no, let's just buy hot dogs. I'm like, come on, like just live a little.
Pansy bitch.
Yeah, they're just like, I want to buy hot dogs. I don't want to eat. Like, live a little. Like, I want to teach, because I grew up doing this, because I used to fish all the time, and I would clean them myself.
You live in Iowa for.
Yeah, you need to learn how to. I believe every man should at least know how to at least survive a little bit on his own, to an extent. You don't have to be an expert, Bear Grylls survivor and drink piss. You just Bear Grylls.
It's just nice not to be stupid in situation.
I think you should at least know how to make a fire
and know what plants can kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you need to know how to, say if something happened, if you were the helpless
These
guy.
nightshade berries are delicious.
Yeah, nobody told me they would kill me. Well, yeah, you're out on your own now. You have to know this stuff. But yeah, I got a story.
Humans are stupid.
I got a little quick story for you. These are all camping related stories. Just recently, me and Kenny, who's on the show a lot, Liam Wolf, went camping. We invited a lot of other people, but it was cold, so no one else wanted to go. And me and Kenny were the only ones that actually went. And one night, it was 20 degrees. We didn't have any extra blankets, no sleeping bags or anything. We were just huddled up in our sleeping bags, 20 degrees. We were freezing our asses off. So the next, we barely got a wink of sleep. So the next morning, Kenny gets up and he tries to start a fire. Okay, so I'm just like, what do you're not going to do it like that, because he was doing it all wrong and stuff. And this is the military guy, he was like, I can't get it to light, So I go down there, I adjust the sticks a little bit, and it just roars in 5 seconds. He's like, how did you do that? I was like, okay, I grew up with a wood stove. Okay, if I didn't know the mechanics of how a fire works, our family was going to freeze. That's how it is. Some of the things, I grew up out in the country, and I just kind of, I'm not like one of those hard asses that goes, you got to learn how to survive and hunt and stuff, you just got to...
Here's 2 sticks, see you in a week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm just like, you need to at least know a little bit how to, at the very least, you got to know how, like I said earlier, the mechanics of how a fire works, and you got to know how to at least survive a little while on your own. You don't have to study it forever. Just, I want everyone to know how to do this to an extent. I sound like I'm preaching here. I'm sorry. This is my soapbox, everybody. But yeah, my dad was the same way. He was like, he believes that everyone should know at least a little bit how to survive on their own. But it's just so funny how surprised Kenny was, And then we made cowboy coffee, which basically means we took a pot, heated up water over the fire, and just poured the grounds in there and mixed it up. And it actually tasted pretty good. It was actually pretty good. Mind you, it was a little bit, you could taste the grounds. It was a little bit stronger than most coffee, but it actually wasn't that bad. I was surprised that it wasn't that bad. It was coffee, and I drank it.
It's essentially French press without the press.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, kind of like one of those. Yeah, just hearing how they make those weird mocha. No, the espresso shots is what I'm thinking of. The ones where they take like a little shot. It's like the strongest. Yeah. And I've never had one of those because I'm more into the classic regular coffee. But everyone else seems to like these, so I might try them someday. I'm pretty much a heavy coffee drinker. But that's normal coffee, so... Anyways, welcome to Claus and Convo, the show where we branch off of talking about extinct species and then end up talking about coffee. Which, speaking of which...
The delicious black liquid.
The nectar of the gods. But before the show, okay, right before... Yeah, stay away from this guy for a while. Right before the show, we were like, no, don't do that. Right before the show, we ended up, I looked at my cupboard, I was like, whoa, we don't have any more coffee. What are we going to do? It was like half an hour till the show started.
It was
so
like
I raced over to the grocery store.
3 minutes of terror.
And I ran
Panic.
I ran in with a can of coffee and I was like, I got the stuff! It's so funny.
Even though there's no one there who really cared.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, I did it to you. And I was like, you know. Anyways,
Yes.
we're 10 minutes past our discussion topic section of the show. So
So it seems.
it seems. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Claus and Convo. Do you think we should take a 10-minute break?
Yeah.
Okay. When we come back in about 10 minutes, we're going to talk about a couple different topics that my good friend Kai, who was on here last time, is sent us. So we hope you guys will come back pretty soon. Pharaoh, do you just want to stay on the Skype line? We'll just turn our mics off and we'll come back later.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. Death to tyrants. Peace.
Sino para aprender cómo levantarte más rápido. No me digas que has sufrido, tienes lo que mereces. Vida, tiempo suficiente para entender que aunque el camino es duro, largo sinuoso también, no hay más que conciencia, sé honesto, fiel y piensa que tu destino es aprender.
I don't mind when the chill creeps up on me. I don't care if the wind blows down my door. Who can tell when the cold will bend my tree? I'll still be coming back with gun wounds, wanting more. I don't know how much colder it can get. I can see the water in my breath. Into my arms, the frost will push you closer yet. So give me one more kiss and I can welcome death. I can't be afraid. Squeeze your hand, I got it made. Made with your touch. So turn off the heat. Our bodies will meet. And baby, I'll keep you warm. I don't mind if my ears and nose turn blue. I don't care if I can't feel my toes, 'cause I know it just brings me closer to you. And we can snuggle up while round us still it snows.
Selling tapes like I'm giving hugs. And ATF is in the place 'cause I'm dealing drugs. I'm talking pixie sticks, Mountain Dew. If I see a fine vixen, I'm a Mountain Dew. They see the cash flowing like a water fountain, dude. I got a bake like Vermont Green Mountain Dew. I'm talking Bill Gates, big figures, Bucktown ticker. I'm a real nigga. I pop steel triggers. CO2, hollow tip paintballs. That's for real, dude. Swiss cheesed up, we keeps it hot. Now your t-shirts got measles, you're seeing spots. Tigers run the shop. If you ain't in the circle, how we mess with them? Mess with them, they hurt you. This a food chain. We at the top. We don't never stop. Give us what you got. Cats rule, dogs true. Playboy, that's the law. We the crunkiest of them all. We ain't never gon' fall, boy. Tigers run the shop. In this mother furry thing. Tigers run the shop. In this mother furry thing. We run the shop, fool. 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 Tigers run the shop. In this mother furry thing. Tigers run the shop. In this mother furry thing. And what you lions and leopards and cheetahs talking about? Y'all can stay the kings of y'all kingdoms, but tigers got the clout. And all the big cat wannabes get to walking out. Grab the tools and march on them haters so we can stomp it out. This for my orange tigers, my white tigers, black as night tigers, rainbow colored striped tigers. What's up, rebel cat? Growl tigers, Neopan tiger, we some wild tigers. DJ Blazer gon' burn you like a firefighter. And all my other tigers, I ain't forgot about you. Tigers run the shop. Tigers on the shop. Tigers shut the shop down, mug. Cause cats rule, dogs drew. Playboy, that's the law. We the crunkiest of them all. We never
keep
go
anyone waiting.
Boy, Tigers run the shop.
All right. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Claws and Convo show. I don't know how I worded that. I don't know.
You're so used to talking in the pre-show that you forgot to.
Anyways, you've congratulations, you've reached the prize. What's the prize? The discussion topic part of the show. We have Mr. Pharaoh Fox from Furcast joining us today. We got a couple.
Hello.
Yep, he's on there and he can hear you. Well, he can hear us and we can hear him and you can hear him, but he can't hear you.
And you've got to do the intros. Doing the intros.
Oh yes.
I'll do it for you. I am Stretched Jaguar, your feline host. You are.
And I am Dante freaking Padfoot.
And of course we got Pharaoh Fox on the line.
And I'm Pharaoh, your guest.
Yeah. All right. So, the first discussion topic we have today, and we got a few of them, so we can kind of move on with these as we go. Was sent to us by Kai. If you didn't, if you weren't watching before,
In the last episode.
Yep, he was in the last episode, and he was a great guest. And too bad he lives in Indianola, though, which is 75 miles away from here.
And it is available on YouTube.
It is.
On the Strike Studios channel.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, he sent us a topic. He said, Dante, you should talk about how different people outside the fandom see it. And this, I can further this by saying, what's the image that normal people see when they see furries doing their thing? And I can kind of give a sum upance of this. I used to work with a lot of people that thought this was the dumbest thing ever, and I could see where they were coming from. Not in a I'm not bashing the fandom or anything, but I can see why people think it's the weirdest freaking thing ever. First of all, the main thing, and we'll mention this a few times. Definitely, the biggest reason that people are creeped out by it is they're under the impression that it's a sexual thing, and for some people it is. And we've talked about this. I'm sorry, excuse me. We've talked about this several times, but we can just kind of go through it again for those of you who haven't seen the old discussion topics. But yeah, people. It's not what the fandom is about its core. The core of the fandom is the love for anthropomorphic animals. You can't argue against that. Some people disagree what the meaning of a furry is, but you can't disagree that at the very core, it's an appreciation for anthropomorphic animals. And I hate to say it, but people that are trees, that's not a furry. I'm sorry, but that's just no. Anyways,
having more wood does not make you furry.
That's so funny.
Yes, I went there.
That's actually really clever. Oh, Hematite said that?
I said that.
You said that, or Hematite?
Stop giving Hematite credit for everything I say.
Whatever. Anyway.
just because he comes up with 75% of the wisecracks doesn't mean he comes up with all of them.
Yeah, you got a good point there. I should give you some credit. Yeah. Good job. Good job. You get a shiny sticker.
I'm docking your non-existent pay.
Okay.
For that remark.
Okay then.
Moving on.
Yeah, I definitely think people are under the impression that it's a sexual thing, because for most people, they kind of no matter what you say, if you're straight, Pharaoh will say the same thing. Every once in a while, you enjoy a nice little piece of some furry pornographic material, whether you like to say so or not.
Of course, I say it all the time.
Yeah, and people. Another thing that people say is they categorize it as bestiality, and I always like to counter that by saying they're more human than they are animals. They're more, if you were to really analyze it, they're humans that have animal fur and snouts and stuff, and sometimes
and boobs.
Yeah, and sometimes the bone, the bone structure of an animal, in certain areas like their feet and stuff. But they're
digitigrade versus plantigrade.
Yeah. But what I mean is that they're more human than they are animal, actually, if you really think about it. And there are the four-legged animals. Some people have those as personas, but the kind of porn that has that stuff in it, I generally don't like. I mean, it seems way too realistic for me to enjoy it. That's kind of a strange thing to say. But I don't know, Pharaoh. What do you and you can go on as much as you want, because you are a guest on the show. But tell us in the most detailed way how you think the public perceives us from the normal standpoint. And why
the
they think
public
we're so
perceives us.
Yeah.
Well, I think in general, the public can perceive us as strange or weird. Not really that we are strange or weird, just the fact that people just don't understand or, get a feeling for what we actually do or what we actually are. Mm-hmm. Then again, you have, people like parents, something that would find it as childish at times, or, find it as a stage in the child's life or something like that along those lines. So, I mean...
That seems to be a pretty common reaction.
It is.
It's just weird because it's different.
Yeah, and like you said, people just don't understand it. They, like I said earlier, they think that it's all about sexual thing.
It's common society just isn't used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
and of course, the media always runs with the sexual thing because it sells.
Yeah, and I don't know if Pharaoh's seen this, but actually Fox News, of all people, did a report about furries that was positive, and I'm not even joking you. It was posted on Iowa
Oh, it's
Furs.
Fox News Connecticut.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the actual Fox.
It was an
News.
affiliate. So.
Not the evil one, the one that's just in a small. Yeah, okay.
The one that my dad enjoys.
Okay then. So he watches a news network from Connecticut then.
What? Who?
Fox News? Didn't you say they were from Connecticut?
My dad watches Fox News.
Oh, the Fox.
But-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll. Never mind.
I get what you're saying though.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Let's just say there's some little bit of friction in that particular area.
We generally try to avoid.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Move on.
You're not gonna let me say what I'm gonna say?
No, just move on.
Whatever. Okay, but anyways, yeah. The media how the media perceives it is a huge thing, and this is everybody likes to talk about this, but only because it's true. Like it's a cliche to talk about. The media sees us, bad. Well, it's because it's true. The media, if you watch, if everyone has Netflix, go to look up what's it called? My Strange Addiction. On the show My Strange Addiction from TLC on Netflix, they have an episode about furries, and it's not really negative. It's positive.
Crafty Andy actually did a parody of that.
Really?
Yeah.
The episode from My Strange Addiction.
Rotten Eggs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I need to see that sometime. But
I actually didn't find that episode that bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Some parts it made it seem like the furry fandom is an addiction, and I guess to some people it kind of is, but it's not really as bad as whatever else. The people that there was a there was a woman on that same episode. There was a woman that eats couch cushions, and I was like, yeah, that was really strange.
Shows like that tend to make us look good.
Yeah,
by comparison.
But they said regularly on the show, that they talked good about the fandom. They said that the fandom in general is like a very accepting community, and they kind of have their own culture, And I thought that was very nice that they mentioned that, that they didn't, like I said earlier, it wasn't completely negative, They did talk about some good things in that episode. So the media very recently has been lightening up on furries, let's just say that. And actually, I don't know if Pharaoh knows this, but on Taylor Swift's video, We're Never Getting Back Together, she features furries in fursuits on that episode, or music video. It's pretty cool.
Now wait, is it fursuits or is it mascot costumes?
I'm not really sure, because the Fox News when they reported,
I think it's the public perception of a fursuit.
that might be what it is.
That's
Because
probably
the
the best
fursuits,
description.
the fursuits didn't exactly look like what we're used
They're
to.
cheap.
They looked really cheap,
Like they're from the 80s.
Yeah. And,
Of course, I never seen, but that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, and like they just showed it on Fox News, and they said, the furry fandom has recently been gaining a lot of momentum in the mainstream media, including being in Taylor Swift's
Do
video.
we want Taylor Swift fans in the fandom?
No. And this is one of the first things we talked about. Actually, this was episode 2 when we went into a discussion topic about what would happen if the furry fandom became viral, and it was suddenly mainstream, kind of like the Doctor Who fandom. Because I was a Doctor Who fan, in the early 90s, back when nobody had heard of it, and I used to watch the old 60s episodes with my dad, and then finally in the past 3 years or so, the public finally caught on to how awesome Doctor Who was, and I actually, we could just touch on this really quick. Pharaoh, what do you think would happen if the fandom became mainstream?
I actually don't think it ever will, really. I mean, it would become more popular a bit, but I think it's too out there to become completely mainstream. I mean, parts of it, such as tails, ears, stuff like that, you could sell it, but you can't really grasp the whole concept of what is furry.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a bit too like Doctor Who you can get into because there's a whole thing behind it, but furry is more so, you know, the conventions and stuff like that. So it's hard to just jump right into that completely.
Yeah, that's true. And you
like I mentioned on that one previous episode, that if that were to happen, we'd see sort of a split, where one branch would kind of become like a fad for a short time.
Yeah, exactly right. Because they would just be in it just because everyone else was in it, you know.
But the other branch would remain as it is now.
And we would be like the true furries, like the ones that were here before, and we didn't alter the fan. You know, I could see that happening, but you know, Pharaoh has a good point. I don't think it will ever go mainstream because it's easier to get into cultures like Doctor Who because it's based off of a show. And, you know, there's millions of bronies out there now, which I'm sure Pharaoh has a couple things to say about bronies.
No comment.
However, we did do an entire discussion topic based on why furries and bronies are different, and that the very basis of it, the entire discussion topic can be summed up with bronies are fans of a show and obsessed with it. Furries are obsessed with an idea, like, you know.
And fans of furries. It's...
Yeah, and it's
self-perpetuating.
It's way bigger than just following a show that has 3 seasons, you know. So, I don't know.
I think we've touched on this before. It's kind of something you're kind of born with.
Yeah, we've said this before. Yeah, like you said, you're either born with it or you're not. And this is another what I was getting into.
90% of furries are furries before they know what furry is.
Yeah, and this is what I meant by, you know, the public doesn't exactly know what it means because you have to be born with the love for it to understand why it's so awesome, you know. And of course there's been some furries that didn't, you know, weren't really born with it, but they just got into it and loved it because of the community. But you know, there's not that many of those people. Like you said, about 90% of people get in it because they're born with it, and they're a furry before they even realize there was a fandom. But the reason it won't, you know, like you said, the reason it won't get popular is because you know, stuff like Doctor Who that became mainstream all of a sudden is based off of a show, so people can just get into that. They're like, oh, this is a good show. But, you know, furries, people are just like, what is it? You know, they're just like, what, you know, and I always tell this, when I explain it to people personally, when they ask what it is, I say, it's basically a genre of nerd that is really, really into the idea of anthropomorphic animals, and they, you know, they're really creative and they express it through artwork and creating their own characters and stuff. And I say, but it is a little bit more complicated than that. And sometimes they'll ask, how is it complicated, you know? And I'll kind of go into the philosophy of it, you know, and say, you know, people can become their characters and it opens up a whole new psychological side for them and stuff. You know, I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but you know, it's really complicated for somebody who doesn't really understand what it means. Because they just look at it and they're like, oh, artwork of fox girls, you know, that's really weird. That's all they really know, you know. So, I mean, that's what I think is, you know, good point. Fandom probably will not go mainstream.
Real quick, Hematite just, in the IRC, Hematite just said they caught the second Boston bomber.
Really?
There's a shootout followed by cheers.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Wait, was there only 2 people?
I guess. I don't know. I haven't really been following. I typically don't follow tragedy because it'll come to you eventually anyway.
Yeah, we'll hear about it eventually. But
it's tragedies. People don't shut up about it for years later. I just said I don't care anymore about what the media has to say on tragedies.
That's really true, because it's usually the same every time, you know. But I did follow this because, you know,
then West Texas blew up.
Yeah, I heard about that one too. Like right after the Boston thing happened, that another place in Texas blew up. But I remember when this first came out, like me and my friends were just at Wing Street, we were eating, and then I went to the bathroom and I came back and they were just looking at the TV, like this is the place that has TVs, but no one really watches them. They're just kind of in the background. And they're sitting there standing up just watching the TV. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, somebody bombed like a Boston Marathon. And, you know, I was like, wow, that's terrible. And then I saw it on the news.
Yeah.
And then I saw just today that they were searching for the guy, and he was supposedly Russian. You know,
Of course.
a Russian
Alright,
bear on a unicycle.
let's get back on the topic here
Okay.
before we get too sidetracked.
We always get sidetracked, so it's kind of a regular thing.
Of course.
Anything else we need to mention on that one, though, before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered that pretty well. I think.
I think we did. Basically,
Well,
I don't need to re-explain it.
It's something we always end up talking about in the show anyway, at some point or another.
Yeah, we
So-
constantly talk about it at least a little bit. So, okay, here's the next one he sent to me. We can talk about why people think. Oh wait, this is continuing the other one. It's weird when they look at the outside. We could debunk some rumors. I don't know. I think we just need to let Uncle Kage do that, because there was that video, the documentary on Vimeo, you know, Furries and Inside Look, where he debunks the idea of fursuiters, you know, having sex in their suits, which, you know, it's tough to say, but it actually has happened before. You know, we can't deny that it has actually happened, but it's so insignificant that it doesn't even matter. You know, it's like saying what's a good example? It's like saying a Doctor Who fan. One Doctor Who fan starts blowing up people, killing people because he loves Doctor Who so much, then judging the entire Doctor Who fandom based on the one person who did a horrible thing.
Then of course, you know, kind of like Kake wrote in a letter to Peter, but they'll approach anything if there's real further.
Yeah.
He replied, "Anything real is frowned upon. Just for standing in front of a and jumping in front of a moving train is frowned upon at a superhero convention."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people don't really realize it, but we actually do really care about animals. It's not just, you know, oh, they're so sexy. No, that's not really exactly what it is. It's more, we actually really do care about animals, and that's why we read news articles related to animals. So yeah. Here, okay, where's another one? So many conversations with this guy. Okay, here's one. Also, you can talk about drama in the fandom and how it ruins a good thing for some people. And we actually kind of already said most of what there is to say about this, unless we can think of something else. A lot of unnecessary stuff happens in the fandom, like somebody getting mad over something. And, oh, I remember...
And there's the whole white knight syndrome thing.
What is that?
Or like someone will jump to defend someone even if they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you see that a lot.
Yeah, basically the sum up of every YouTube thread. So, okay, this is so funny. Every YouTube video, you go like, say it's a video of a dog jumping in a cute way or doing tricks, and you look down, and there's always some conversation going on completely unrelated to the video. Like, people getting real serious about where did this come from? Like, people just do this. It's retarded. It really is. I hate it. People in my school, I go to college here in Ottumwa, Iowa, and people I know here cause drama like so much, and it drives me crazy. I hate when people do this. The human nature to cause drama is what it is. Human nature to gossip about people and bring yourself up by talking about people behind their backs. That's a horrible thing, and I really try not to do that, but obviously it's human nature, you know. So, but yeah, basically back to the furry thing. There's, I guess you could say there's not as much drama in this as there could be. Because more people in the fandom are like me, where they're just here to enjoy it and they don't care about all this stupid stuff that's going on.
We've kind of got sort of a family thing going on here.
Yeah,
like extended families, and you know, families bicker all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that's exactly right. You know, the people that are really in it for the real reason don't cause drama. But there's people out there, you know, that do it just because they can, and
just to get attention.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I freaking hate it. Does Feyre have anything to say about this before we move on?
say about what exactly do you want me to say about?
Have you had any personal experiences with like people causing unnecessary drama, or can you even recall any cases? I think that's a yes.
All the time. I'm trying to think of specific examples. I'm not really sure of what specific examples I can give, but I know just anywhere from just someone reposting art to
that's another one.
To just not like dating a mate before them to pretty much any small insignificant thing you could possibly think of, there has been some sort of drama around it that I can actually put a instance to. So yeah.
And somehow Fur Affinity is connected to all of it. Somehow.
A lot of stuff
Always
happens on Fur Affinity. It's crazy. But yeah, that's a good point. People reposting artwork. Some people get so pissed at that. Like, they're just like, you better, only the artist can repost it. And I'm like, it's the same. It goes along the same lines as, making a music video for YouTube and getting it taken down because you don't have the copyrights to the song. Well, all you're doing is promoting the song. You're not gaining. Well, I guess there is revenue. If you're gaining revenue off of it, then I can understand kind of where they're coming from. But you're only allowed to get revenue from YouTube videos if it's an entirely, if it's your stuff and nothing anyone else is copyrighted. So that's already out of the way.
And that's part of the reason why I've got to put this up. I like the Creative Commons license on this, so everyone can share it, and we don't care if what. Damn it! The camera shot just committed suicide.
The camera shot just committed. Oh, no.
Hang on, this will take like 2 seconds. Hang on.
Anyways, yeah. If you like, my brother has done this before. He's created. One time he made a music video for Halo. It took him, like a month to finish. He worked so hard on it, and he uploaded it to YouTube. And he made the very foolish decision of not having a backup copy of it on his desktop. And they took it down, and he had no more copies of it. He was so pissed. I was like, that's because YouTube, like, you're not gaining any money off of it. Why should they care? You're promoting the song. And it's the same thing with the artwork, artwork on Fur Affinity, and people reposting it on E621 or something like that. People get so mad. All you're doing, you're putting the name of it. People usually put the name of the artist in there, and they're promoting the artist. So I really don't think it's a huge deal. But I don't know. Anyways, that's mostly all that can be said.
Usually how I feel, especially if you're buying the commission yourself, I feel like you should have the rights to repost it because you're paying money for it for your own character and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and more so even the fact that some artists get so angry that you're reposting art. If you're giving credit to them and not claiming it as your own, because claiming it as your own is a whole different story. But if you're just going to post something and give credit to the artist, that usually sends more attention that way. I mean, it's not like you're like pulling attention away from them. So,
exactly. Yeah, and you're not making
a drama thing, I guess. I have no clue why.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, there we go. Okay. What keeps happening with that? Do you have any idea?
It's just an interface issue, I think.
Okay. If our mics cut out, don't fret, because we'll put them back on in a second. We just have problems with this interface.
Keyboard off.
But anyways, yeah, the artists, nobody really gains money off of posting artwork. They gain money off of doing commissions. So I honestly cannot believe that some artists get mad if you post the artwork of your character that they made for you. It's ridiculous. I can't believe that. It makes me mad just thinking about how people would do this. Some people are just really stuck up, I guess.
Weapons grade facepalm.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we can move on to the next topic here. He says another one would be how family reacts to knowing or finding out you're a furry. And I know Stryker has a few things to say about this, and I do too.
Do I?
Well, just how, your family
Oh yeah.
kind of just doesn't see it the way you do. You know. You want to start off with this one?
Yeah. So I never really hid the fact that I was furry. I didn't really come out as furry. I didn't hide it. I just, yeah, I'm a furry. So what? Yeah. So, but but when it finally, like my dad. I think it was like my dad who asked me about it first, and of course, being a person who believes everything that Fox News says, you can kind of see where that started, where that went. But for about a couple days, it was almost worse than when I came out as an atheist. But then I showed up like that one interview with Kage, and over time, it just kind of went away, and just now my family makes jokes about it, but it's mess with me with it, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and my story is kind of similar, but I may have already said this, but since we always got to repeat stuff because some people are just joining and they don't really they haven't seen the old episodes. So the story of how I came to be where I am now, just a short, quick story. I became a furry because I always was, I was always a furry ever since I was born. When I was 3 years old, I was obsessed with Bambi, and I didn't know why. And because I loved it so much, and I couldn't explain to anybody why I did. And
everybody loves Bambi.
Yeah, but I loved it more than everyone else did. Because I just from a furry standpoint, I just loved it. And then I as I got older, I got the internet. And I have the typical story where I saw I stumbled upon a furry site and jumped right in, and I was completely memorized by so many other people that are just like me. This is the typical story. Other people just like me. But it's true for most people. This is what happens where, you've been feeling like this your entire life, and then you discover something, and it literally changes your life. Finding one website, and so for a few years, I kind of hid the fact that I was a furry because I knew that. If I came at, I don't want to use the word coming out because that's not the word you use for, I started telling people I'm a furry. That's what I say. At the point where I didn't hide it anymore. One day, I just decided I was like, I'm just gonna start telling people about it. I don't give a crap anymore. If they don't like it, then they're not really my friends. That's kind of how I thought. And to my surprise, it wasn't as bad as I expected. I explained to my parents about it, and they were just like, my parents are the greatest parents in the world. They were just like, well, we don't really understand it very much, but if you like it, go for it. We support you if you like it. And I was like, you guys are the coolest. So luckily my parents didn't have any problem with it. My brother Ethan, who's kind of a douchebag. I'm sorry if he's watching this. I mean it in a loving way. He's kind of a douchebag. He's really prejudiced toward everything.
There's one in every family.
There is, and Ethan's the one in our family. He thought it was the most retarded thing in the world. He wouldn't shut up about it. People I worked with would never shut up about it, and but eventually it kind of died out. But yeah, I mean, basically that's what it is. My family thought it was all right, and they still make jokes about it, kind of like yours. They still make jokes about it, but it's whatevs. I've gotten used to everybody talking crap about me. So, anyways, what's Pharaoh's story?
My story?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell us your secrets.
I don't even know if they entirely know, actually. I don't think they really care. I think if they do know, they can't think it's childish, more so than anything else.
Yeah.
So they haven't really actually come forth and confronted me about it, so it's kind of funny, so I use it as that.
Uh-huh.
Besides that, I really don't care. I'm pretty much open with it, so if anyone even has any questions or anything like that, they can always come to me and ask, but I think a lot of times, even at work, or just even which is hysterical because I don't know if anyone saw that picture on I think it was Facebook of when Shia was molesting me at FCN.
I don't know if I saw that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an interesting picture, but to me it's funny because it just creates this awkward situation for people at work because no one will say anything, but they'll all see it. So then they feel uncomfortable talking about it. So then it just makes it more enjoyable for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's most furries have a separate account for their persona that they use to interact with the fandom, and then they have their regular account. Although that's not what I do. I like to just I kind of call myself a part-time furry. I don't dive into it completely. Like I don't only hang out with furries like some people do. I'm a normal person, kind of like you. I just do have my, I have a normal job, normal friends, but
that kind of comes down to location.
It does.
We're about 2 hours from the nearest actual furry community in Iowa, which is up there in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, there's a huge furry community up there. Yeah. But in general, I don't.
Iowa City and Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, and furry is a huge part of my life, but I don't. I'm not the kind of furry that needs to only be around furries. Like, I can understand that people that just are tired of dealing with all the normal people. I can completely understand that, but I kind of have my, my feet set already in the real world, and furry is just kind of a side thing. Like I said, it's a huge part of my life, but it's not, I'm not going to die for it or anything.
It's just one facet of your personality.
Mm-hmm. And
right. One facet of your identity.
Mm-hmm. It is
amongst
huge,
many others.
Yeah, it's a pretty big part. Well, most people, their personas are their, goofier and friendlier side. Mine is the opposite. Dante Padfoot is my quiet and just likes to listen to everybody's side. Anyways, did you have something to say?
I think
you were going like this.
I would say that my persona is one and the same. So I am my persona is me. So really is no difference. I mean, I'm probably more extroverted when I'm in my persona, but other than that, I would say it kind of represents me, this comedic, crazy fox thing that, exists.
Yeah. And it's, we went into discussion about this, how, why a person's persona, actually this was the previous episode, why a person's persona is so personal to them. And basically we said that it's because it's a big piece of who you actually really are, and just don't really get to, becoming your persona is like something that's some of the best things you can possibly do, because it's enthralling. Yeah. Pretty funny word there, enthralling. But it really is. It's
enthralling.
It's a huge part of your psychological being, is what we like to say. It's kind of who you want to be more often. I always thought that was pretty interesting. People, and I love the idea of people just becoming their persona. That's so cool. I just love that idea. It's like you have two personalities, but in a good way, like not in a crazy way. Kind of like the difference between a werewolf and an animagus.
Anytime I think of two personalities, the one thing that always comes to mind for me is me, myself, and Irene.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that Jim Carrey movie?
I actually haven't, no.
You haven't?
No.
Oh my god.
I'm a terrible person.
Makes me want to watch it right now.
What is it? Have you seen it, Striker?
Nope.
Ooh. I think you might have to.
Sure, was Jim Carrey playing this police officer, but at the same time, he pretty much doesn't go mad, but he snaps a little bit and then has two selves. So he has this very shy, timid, righteous police officer self, and then he has this wild, crazy, will do anything, masochistic,
Jim Carrey.
I'm looking for sex, anything like that side.
That's awesome. But yeah, that's kind of how it is, except furries don't do it because they're at a breaking point or anything. They do it because it's a part of who they are. But yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen that. You have no idea how many movies I haven't seen that people get so pissed when I tell them, I haven't seen that movie. What?
Even though I'm a fan of Jim Carrey, I just haven't seen enough of his movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of Jim Carrey too, and I haven't seen that. It's pretty interesting. I might check that one out because I think there. Okay, another one that I haven't seen that people always get on my back is Lunch Lady with Adam Sandler.
I haven't seen that one either. I've heard the song.
I don't think I've seen that.
I've heard the song on the radio.
Yeah. Slop, slop, sloppy Joe, or whatever it was.
Sloppy Joe,
Yeah.
sloppy Joe.
That's the one, yeah.
Sloppy Joe, sloppy. Anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. But there's countless movies that people get, like, you know, one of them is Rocky Horror Picture Show. I haven't seen that one. Although Rachel, one of my best friends, Rachel, left it here.
China Rose.
Yeah, China Rose, who was on the earlier episodes. She left it here because she's like, you just need to watch this sometime. And it was I have so many things around my apartment that I need, like, people leave me, they're just like, you need to watch this. And I never end up doing it because I'm just lazy. But yeah, she left Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's been here for like 3 weeks, and I haven't seen it. It's got Tim Curry.
To touch me, I want to feel dirty.
Is this the movie that has the "Would you do me? I do me. I do me so hard"? Is that a Madonna video or something?
I think that is Madonna.
That's what I thought. For some reason, I thought that was Rocky Horror Picture Show. I must be going crazy.
You are.
All right. Let me quickly.
No, that's a quote that you just used. I believe was "Silence of the Lambs." That was that one serial killer that pretty much wore a woman's skin.
Oh yeah, that's another one I haven't seen. I've read the plot summary and I've seen a lot of clips from it, but I haven't actually sat down and watched the whole movie. Yeah, I thought it was interesting how Anthony Hopkins was only on there for like 5 minutes of total screen time, and he won an Oscar as Best Actor. That's really good acting right there. Pretty darn good.
He plays creepy way too well.
He does. Did you ever see The World's Fastest Indian?
I have not.
That's one where he actually plays a decent character for once. Like, he plays a motorcycling guy, like one of those old guys that has an old Indian motorcycle. It's pretty cool. But I was surprised that he doesn't play a creepy guy in that one. He actually plays a legitimate character. But like you said, he plays creepy characters so well.
Are you saying creepy characters are not legit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No.
I'll accept that.
I'm not saying they're not legit. I'm saying they are legit. Because from Anthony Hopkins' standpoint, like his creepy characters are amazing, Yeah. So, anyways,
what else have we got to talk about?
That's all he sent me. Do we have an email that we want to read? Yeah, I believe you have one up right there.
Some screenshots that Timothy sent of you.
Ooh, cool! I love screenshots. but
I don't know how I feel about screenshots. I get some very weird ones
your
all the time.
Your screenshots always end up photoshopped on Tumblr.
Yeah, that's funny.
Remind me.
I think I've seen a couple of Pharaoh screenshots that people do. You guys have enough viewers that when you say, "Can somebody screen cap that?" there will be like 5 different people that actually screen cap it. So,
and the 3D rendering.
Yeah. And we have Hematite Bear does a lot of headshots of me, which is pretty neat. Mine actually turn out really good, surprisingly. I'm surprised they turn out good.
People only screenshot me when I make some ridiculous face that's the worst face possible, like creeping over Maddox or something like that, then that's when it happens.
I did see one that you did. That you had like really wide eyes and you were just staring at Maddox, and somebody screen kept that one. It was pretty funny. But yeah, the ones that Hematite Bear does of me are just normal, stuff that I can actually put on Facebook. But poor Pharaoh doesn't. Poor Pharaoh doesn't ever get a good one. But do we actually have like some question somebody sent us? I forgot.
Does not appear to be any. When someone did using wanting to Anthony said using pop culture or video game references, define your persona.
I'm not 100% sure what this means.
Using only memes or video game, I think, phrases. So, like,
like
do a
pop-
barrel roll. They are trying to make you say what your persona is or describe your persona. So that's actually very tricky, and
That is really tricky.
that's really hard.
Yeah. How do we answer this?
Could you compare your character to a character from a movie?
Oh.
That's a pop culture reference like that.
Okay, well, let's just say that's what he means, because I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure, but let's pretend that's what he means. Like, you mean a character that's not a furry character, so one that defines...
Just anything in pop culture or video game.
It's hard to describe. I can't really think of anyone that's really like my character.
My character is kind of like Jack Sparrow,
That's a good
except sober.
one. Yeah. Yeah. Although, is Jack... I don't know. He wouldn't be the same if he was sober. So, do we ever get to see him when he's sober? Kind of.
I don't know.
He kind of acts like he has brain damage from getting drunk every single night of his life.
It's like my persona is kind of like a sober Jack Sparrow with all of the thinking and none of the drinking.
Yeah, none of the drunking.
Kind of
yeah, that's
drunkenness.
and that's a good point. I understand that. But I can't think of anyone that defines mine. You know, my character is just basically
And sort of also maybe I don't know.
like my character's not
He's kind of a badass, but doesn't really talk all that much. So
yeah.
probably.
Well, my character's not a badass. My character's just the one that like I said, just kind of sits there and just listens to everyone and just doesn't really talk that much. It's more of my deep thinking side of me, you know, because in normal life I'm kind of a bubbly person, but sometimes when I become my persona, I just
like
to sit
Silent
there
Bob.
and think. Kind of, but he does talk. Like, you know, it's not that he's completely. Of course, Silent Bob.
Silent
He
Bob
does
does
talk.
talk.
He does
But-
talk at like the end of every movie he does.
And when he does talk, it's always something deep and philosophical.
That's a good. That's
So,
kind of
yeah.
what my persona's like. It's like
You're
Silent Bob.
Bob.
That's awesome.
You're Silent Bob.
Yeah, but my character kind of dresses a little bit goth, but not really. Like you know, Beth from Better Days. You read Better Days?
I haven't read, but I'm familiar with it.
The character up there on my wall. She dresses like a goth, but doesn't act like a goth. That's kind of how my character is. You know, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but I won't go too much into it. What about you, Pharaoh?
To be honest, I would say mine is probably similar to Jim Carrey.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Just because of his comedic nature, yet also he could play roles such as something that's philosophical, like
Yeah,
Sunshine
Like
of the Spotless Mind.
or like in Yes Man, you know.
Oh, yes, man, yes.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Jim Carrey's the best. He's great. I love his. We talked about this earlier. I love his movies. I love Yes Man very much. You ever see The Truman Show? Have you seen it, Pharaoh? The Truman Show?
Oh, I love The Truman Show.
Yeah. That was a great, like, it's, maybe you might have heard of this concept. This was the first movie that did this, I think, where they, like, there's one guy that they basically, how do I describe it? Where there's a television company that watches his every move his entire life, and he doesn't realize it. And there's millions of people that watch The Truman Show, basically watching his entire life as it happens, you know. And there's hidden cameras everywhere.
I've heard of a show
Well,
like that.
it's like a fake talent. So,
Yeah,
but
they,
he
like-
was born into it.
Yeah,
so
they-
like ever since
I've
he was a
heard that.
child,
Yeah.
like as a baby, they raised him and they documented his raising on this like fake world that they made him in.
Yeah, it's
So
a very interesting movie. I really liked it.
It's kind of makes you think.
It
on
really
on
does.
a larger
yeah.
scale.
That was I don't know which one is my
It makes
favorite.
you question reality.
Yeah, it's like a really nice new concept. I really enjoyed that movie. Yes Man was great, but it wasn't like a, you know, it wasn't a advice to live by type thing or anything like that. So it was all right. So let's see. Is that all he asked in that email there?
Yep.
Nothing else? Sigh. I love it. There's been a few times when we get a really good email with a bunch of stuff for us to talk about, and then there's some weeks where we get like one or two that's like nothing, or sometimes we don't even get any emails during the week, which is really depressing. It's very sad.
Aww.
It makes me sad. We don't have anything else for emails?
That's it.
All right. Well, you want to bring up the email thing there. For those of you who are sympathizing with me right now, we're going to bring up our contact info here. If you would like to contact or send us an email.
Hopefully we don't lose the shot again.
Yeah. Seems like we lose the shot every time we change this, so we hope it'll work. But there's the contact info and the email and the Skype if you want to get involved with conversation, or if you want to shoot us an email, have us talk about something, you got a question, or if you got some topics for us to discuss, we would love to get your emails. Whoever you are and whatever you are, we'd love to hear from you. So,
and also remember to check out the Strike Pod Reddit.
Yeah, that's right. We got a subreddit now, don't we?
Yes.
That's so cool. Is anyone following it though? Is it a very big thing?
We get occasional views, but from what I can tell, there aren't really many followers.
Well,
I've been the only one to post on it, so
I guess. And then we also got the StrikePod website, or is that a blog spot?
It's a blog spot. StrikePod.blogspot.com. That's more for the studio in general.
Okay.
But of course, there's ConvoBlogspot.com, which is the best place to watch the stream.
Mm-hmm. Oddly,
it works. Oddly, the embedded player on the TuneIn page on our site works better than the player on the Ustream channel.
Really? That's pretty funny. So when you embed it, something happens with the code that makes it more stable.
I think it's just other junk on Ustream's channel.
That's actually probably true.
Junk coding and whatnot.
Because they're not streaming all the ads and all this stuff on Ustream. They're just streaming the video itself.
I think you still get the ads on the embedded player.
Oh.
But it's just what's on that one page. That's just the coding on that page and nothing else.
Yeah.
There's nothing loading it.
Yeah.
In other words.
And we did have.
And we don't have the chat or social stream on there either. So.
Which was something was really cool though. When we made our Facebook page, Paradox the Wolf was one of the first people to like it. I was like, oh yay! Paradox the Wolf. I thought that was really cool. And
we need to get him on the show.
That'd be cool. Pharaoh, you need to convince him to be a guest. He doesn't have to be here for the whole time if he doesn't want to. Because I don't know if he'd want to be here the whole time. Maybe he's not as cool as you.
Oh, he's busy. He's busy with a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And
I think FNT is going on right now. That's
isn't that every other week though?
That is every other week.
It is every other week. That is true.
Yeah, actually, we took into account that when we first started this. We would stop at 7 p.m. So people could go to Friday Night Tech, so they wouldn't have to stop watching. It wouldn't have to then we decided that we just go ahead and do it because
we just decided instead of just put the link in chat and let people go.
Yeah,
it's kind of a different. It's a music show and we're a conversational show. So,
if you marry the two together, if you can play both of them at the same time, it would be cool.
Yeah.
Because what we can do is
we can run it through the have it stream on
we could
laptop and run it into mixes.
But this is a really good idea here.
That'd be kind of a clusterfuck. A little bit.
What we could do though is turn off the music on the days that Friday Night Tech is actually going on.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m., we can turn off the music on here so that people have the option to open up Friday Night Tech so they don't miss it or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, although I don't know how many people actually do watch Friday Night Tech.
I watch it every now and then.
I've never actually seen it. I know it's a music show, but yeah, we definitely I don't want to do it on Saturday, because when you guys do Furcast on Saturdays, it would like if we got into a good discussion, say about something really deep, like we did one time. We went at like 3 hours. We're discussing stuff, and we had to cut it short because Friday Night Tech was going on. That was back when we still wanted to cut it short. And if we were watching Furcast, we definitely have to cut it short because you don't want to miss Furcast. I mean, come on. So, but that one,
Yeah.
that's why we don't do it on Saturdays. We do it.
Actually,
Yeah, we're just douchebags on mics.
yeah. We talked a little. Did bring up Therianism a little bit on one of
We
the
did,
earlier
yeah.
episodes, but I kind of like to go into it again in a
Yeah,
future
we
show.
should. That would be a good one to talk about next week, And also,
Oh, the documentary that Paradox is on, I think, is out on Tuesday next week.
oh really?
Yeah.
Sweet. I do have cable, so I should check that out. Is that on Animal Planet?
Sadly, no. It's on some weird channel logo, I think. So
I never heard of that one.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's also.
it's like advanced cable channel.
Oh, I have very, very basic cable, so no.
I think there is another network that's going to pick it up as well. I can't remember what it is,
Okay, yeah, if they do that.
but it's
Already,
it's one of those other cable channels.
mhm.
it's interesting.
Do they?
So
So what happens? Like, do they
That's all I
do
can
they
say.
interview him and stuff, or what?
the only part I'm in it is like me wagging my ass at like the beginning scene. That's it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
no,
the-
wait. There's two scenes of me in this thing. It's me wagging my ass at the bowling alley, and me in a horse head going to a fursuit set. I was like, really?
It's the only two they could
You
use.
could use any clips at all, and you picked me wagging my ass and in a horse head molesting a suitor. I was
I
like,
think
you know what? Okay, whatever. I don't care.
And they were going to mention something about furry, but they decided to cut it because they couldn't really go into it.
Yeah.
See, I never really stayed up to date with this, but yeah, that's so funny. Like, I think that perhaps the reason they don't put you in other shots is because they love your ass so much.
Apparently.
They're like, oh, we'll just get a shot of his ass. Oh, that's enough. Like, we don't need him anymore. That's all that really matters.
I think the cutaway scene that we were laughing so hard about before each commercial is essentially Paradox, Monarch, and Shroud's ass. They're just walking away.
Really?
That's the cutaway scene every time it cuts to commercial and comes back.
Oh,
So you see
funny.
Paradox's ass probably like at least like 6 to 8 times in this thing.
That's funny. I gotta check this out just to see just to see this.
And this is why I wear tail in public.
Yup.
Well, the art part that we did in it is really good. I mean, it doesn't really apply to me simply because I don't follow the whole Therianism thing, but
Yeah.
then the other people,
Yeah,
it kind of brings down the whole thing that they were doing. So it's,
Yeah, and I also know that Paradox is a lot into the Therianism thing, so because I used to be a regular viewer on Furcast, so yeah, I understood what he was coming from. But yeah, we definitely like to talk about that later because
Yeah.
it is a pretty big subject for some people, and we could this time we're actually going to research it because I actually don't know that much about Therianism. Like I actually need to look it up and get educated before I start running my mouth about it. So yeah. But something else we should mention. Pharaoh, what would you think about us putting a ad on Fur Affinity? Like, I know that's not too much, but I remember hearing about you guys exploding in popularity after you got an ad up. Did that actually happen, or? Because I remember.
You definitely get a lot more page views to your website. I know when we first did it way back when, you get definitely a huge influx of people just clicking and checking out the site.
Yeah.
So I mean, it does help. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit of attention, then it does, kind of bring forth people to just check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually we're going to do it again soon just because it's just fun to do. I mean, it's like $20-$30, I think, for a month's time.
Yeah, it's not
and
too
it's nothing. It's not nothing too terrible, and it does generate traffic because it is kind of the biggest thing of furry that, kind of coagulates into one spot of drama and art.
Yeah. That's true. It's the fur affinity is just basically art and drama is all it is. But yeah, we've been thinking about this ever since the first episode. I was like, should we get an ad up on Fur Affinity? And I was like, I'm thinking, yeah, we really should because the people the reason we don't have that many viewers is because no one's really heard of us, and of course we're gonna put up like flyers at AC and stuff like that.
Oh, we're not flyers, but we got cards.
Cards. We could do business cards. That'd be so sweet.
I got to stack up 50 of them.
Yeah, but the people that do end up watching it, like they hear about it from a friend, they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll check out this show Claws and Convo," and they become a regular viewer because they see it and they're like, "Oh, I kind of like it," and start
it's got its own little magical.
We have some magical moments in this show sometimes.
Yeah.
It's it's definitely it's not the best, but we it's kind of like a humble show. We just like to do our thing, and if people like it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. It's kind of how we run it. So, but I definitely want to get more traffic on it. And AC, we're going to be passing out flyers. I want to pass out flyers.
You can pass out flyers.
I'll put flyers in places that people go a lot, and we can hand out business cards and flyers just because we're cool like that. But yeah,
I thought about graffitiing on the walls.
that would
David
that would
Lawrence
get us
Convention
some
Center,
attention.
but that might be frowned upon.
That would definitely get us some attention. Yeah.
They tend to frown on stuff like that.
Yeah. But I definitely want us to get more, traffic. How hard would it be to maintain a website, do you think? Because you're the guy that knows all this stuff.
I only know so much.
You don't
know. I wouldn't. I don't know much code in the way of coding, so I'm not much of a website admin.
Yeah.
I just use stuff with GUI, with the graphic user interface. Stuff that I can point, click, and the easy stuff for
the websites and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I use Blogspot, because it's easy. Takes like 2 seconds, and
we could, because I'm thinking we could, if we did link to the site, would it be on the Ustream channel or the Blogspot? Whichever.
It's on the blogs. What I have printed out on the card is to Blogspot.
Okay, yeah, we could do that, and just say, if you can't find it, just search Claws and Convo on Ustream. I've done that a million times, and it's easy to find.
And I've got it linked on that site as well.
Yeah, but anyways, definitely in the future I'd like to do that. So, is there any other discussion topics we'd like to talk about? Does Feyre have any ideas?
I'm not really sure. I mean, overall, it's kind of been fun. It's been interesting.
It has been quite a very fun experience. I'm very happy that you joined us. You stayed with us the entire time. You're a trooper. So I'm really glad you did. Then I guess if we don't have anything else to talk about, we got to do our outros.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you guys so very much for watching. We really appreciate your views and we appreciate your clicks. Join us next time in a week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I have been your foxy host, Dante Pat, but nothing interesting.
I have been your feline host, Striker Chiguar.
And I have been your guest, Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
From the one and only Furcast. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Death to tyrants, and peace off.
Man, it's just like Canada, except for you can't drink. And then it's the same taxes. You drive on the right side of the road.
Producer. There it is.
Okay.
Now we can stop the thing.